One of the biggest votes in nearly 30 years related to the future of Kyle economic development is happening tonight in the Lehman High School cafeteria. Give me a couple minutes of your time and I'll fill you in. P.S. Bonus announcement at the end. The big vote tonight is taking place at the regularly scheduled Hays CISD school board meeting. Our trustees will all be there to vote on whether to permanently rescind the district's 30-year denial of the Texas constitutional amendment exempting Freeport goods from property taxes. Did you catch that? Rescind a denial of an exemption. Here's the quick history. Long ago, there were ports along our coastline where goods could arrive on ships and be stored for a brief period before shipping back out. These goods were not taxed and became known as Freeports. This tax exemption became so popular of a concept that in the Texas State Code, lawmakers created a Freeport exemption that gave tax relief to goods shipped into and out of the state within 6 months. It was a pretty simple concept that was designed to spur industry and trade within our border. Goods that pass through the state, and more importantly, goods that are manufactured here but shipped abroad, aren't really the same as those sold in Texas. Those exports, lawmakers thought, should not be charged an inventory tax so long as they were not stored in the state for more than 6 months. But in 1985, Dallas County challenged the state's rule. In the end, the court ruled with Dallas County and said, if a good is in Texas, even for a day, it must be taxed the same as all other goods. Not surprisingly, state lawmakers felt this ruling would jeopardize the Texas economy, so in 1989, they proposed a constitutional amendment that was ultimately passed by the voters. Okay, problem solved, right? Not quite. The issue, of course, was that the state of Texas did not actually collect Freeport taxes in the first place. That money was collected by cities, counties, and schools. The question became, how do you convince local jurisdictions to forego a revenue source in the name of economic development? The answer is you don't, at least not initially. Lawmakers allowed our local districts to deny this exemption and keep collecting the tax. At the time, nearly all the schools, counties, and cities chose to deny the exemption. Bird in the hand sort of thing. But not long after the exemption passed, certain areas like Houston realized they could achieve a competitive advantage by simply offering the break to businesses. Doing so meant those businesses would locate in Houston and create jobs and many other types of tax revenue for the city. On the product adoption life cycle, areas to offer the tax break back in the 80s would have been considered the innovators, the early adopters. If the city, county, and school all passed the exemption, it became known as Triple Freeport Exempt. Those places stood out as fertile ground for new major distribution centers and hubs for economic development. Okay, fast forward to present day. Triple Freeport exemptions have now been passed in most areas around the nation and in Texas, including nearby Cedar Park, Hutto, Round Rock, Leander, Lockhart, Luling, Manor, New Braunfels, Pflugerville, Schertz, Seguin, San Marcos, and Dripping Springs. In fact, this exemption has become so popular that real estate developers market their industrial space projects like this.
Gun Road Distribution Center is a state-of-the-art 254,000 square foot cross-dock distribution facility. The Gun Road facility also presents an opportunity for triple Freeport tax exemptions. Gun Road Distribution Center is new, functional, and affordable, making it the ideal place to house your business.
That ad is not a one-off. Start Googling large-scale industrial space for rent. You'll notice that 1, new industrial development is almost exclusively in Triple Freeport areas, and 2, those listings market their properties as being Triple Freeport exempt as a top-selling feature. The exemption matters. Now, obviously, I think you can tell that I believe our school board should pass the exemption or rescind the denial of the exemption. But I want to take my last minute to explain why I believe it is the most significant vote for economic development for Kyle in the last 30 years. First, there are 8 companies who pay Freeport tax in the Hays CISD district. If the board approves this vote tonight, those companies have agreed to continue paying Freeport tax over the next 5 years. 2, the state of Texas will reimburse 93% of the school's annual Freeport tax shortfall forever. 3, the state subsidies, when combined with the 8 companies who agreed to continue paying Freeport taxes for 5 years, will result in a net gain to the school district of nearly $900,000. 4th, the $900,000 net gain over 5 years is guaranteed inasmuch as something can be guaranteed by law. 5th, the city of Kyle currently has large potential commercial projects that are incumbent on the passage of this vote. These projects would generate significantly more tax base than the 7% shortfall starting in year 6. However, they will not locate here if this vote fails. Sixth, the current Freeport taxpayers in this district are watching what happens tonight. CFAN, the largest of the 8 companies, pays over $350,000 per year in Freeport taxes. If this vote fails, they will likely start looking to move. I know I would if I were them. If we don't pass the exemption and a company like CFAN moves, it will be a devastating blow to the school district's tax base, because not only would we lose the Freeport revenue of $350,000 per year, we would also lose all the remaining revenue associated with that business. All right, now to my final thoughts. It's hard to know what projects have passed by our area because we did not offer triple Freeport exemption. But make no mistake, passing this ordinance is not even about gaining a competitive advantage anymore. We were not the early adopters. This vote is about keeping us in the late majority. It's about capturing the businesses interested in locating between Austin and San Antonio. We really are a prime location and would be considered but for the Freeport tax exemption. So here's what I'm asking. If you believe that Kyle is overly dependent on home values to generate income for the city, if you believe that we need to attract large commercial businesses to the area, if you believe our school district needs more revenue, not only in the immediate, but also for the long term, respond, take action, share this post, like it, comment, do whatever, or go the extra mile. Come to the school board meeting tonight and register support for this measure. It's at 6:30 in the Lehman High School cafeteria. Whatever you do, don't be silent. Oh, bonus announcement. The city of Kyle, as part of a negotiation with a contractor, secured a makeover of our iconic downtown water tower at no cost. In the next couple months, the tower will be repainted. It's beautiful red, white, and blue. All right, that's all for me in this episode of The Travis Mitchell Show. As you might have guessed, I'm Travis Mitchell. God bless.